Marcus had learned early say that racism didn't always shout. Sometimes it smiled. Growing up, his mother used to say, "You have to be twice as good to get half as far." Marcus had lived by that rule. Straight A's. No raised voice. No mistakes. Jamal rejected it. "You're teaching them how to step on us," Jamal snapped one night, pacing their small apartment. "I'm teaching survival," Marcus replied. Jamal shook his head. "Survival ain't living." Elena Alvarez smelled the story before she saw it. It started with a tip. A disproportionate number of minority-owned homes being denied refinancing in one specific neighborhood, Ridgewood Heights. The same neighborhood where Thomas Whitaker was developing luxury housing. Patterns emerged. Red lines drawn digitally instead of in red ink. Algorithms replacing slurs. Elena requested interviews. Doors closed politely. Then Jamal was arrested. It happened on a Friday night. Jamal was painting a mural, bright colors, raised fists, the words, "We belong," stretching across a brick wall. He had permission from the store owner. The police said otherwise. Marcus say in the station, heart pounding, while Jamal's hands were cuffed. He resisted, one officer said casually. Officer Daniel Brooks stood in the corner, eyes down. Marcus wanted to scream. Jamal wanted to burn the world. Officer Brooks went home that night and scrubbed his hands raw. He told himself he was protecting his job. That change required patience. That if he spoke up, he'd be fired, or worse. But Jamal's eyes haunted him. Silence, he realized, wasn't neutral. It had a color. Thomas Whitaker read Alina's email and smiled. He prided himself on civility. He donated to diversity initiatives. He shook hands with black leaders. He never used slurs. Yet when Elena asked about displacement, he replied, "We're improving the area." Some people just can't keep up. That night, he slept soundly. The school board meeting was packed. Parents, students, reporters. Marcus wasn't planning to speak. But then Jamal stood up. "They teach us about freedom," Jamal said, voice shaking, "but punish us for asking for it." Marcus felt something crack open. He stood. "For years," Marcus said, "I believed silence was safety. I was wrong." The room held its breath. Alina's article dropped at midnight. The new face of racism, how polite policies destroy communities. Names, data, faces. By morning, phones rang non-stop. Sponsors pulled out. Protests formed. Thomas Whitaker called his lawyer. Mrs. Klein sat in her living room reading the article, tears slipping say her cheeks. She remembered whites only signs. She had believed they were gone. She realized they'd just learned to whisper. Officer Brooks testified. It cost him promotions, friends. But when Jamal was released and charges dropped, Brooks felt lighter than he had in years. The mural was repainted, this time legally. Marcus still taught history, but differently now. Not as a finished story, but as an ongoing fight. Jamal applied to art school. Elena kept writing. And the silence? Say was still there. But now, people recognized its color. And sometimes, they chose to break it. Racism does not always announce itself with hate. Sometimes it wears professionalism. Sometimes it hides in policies. Sometimes it survives because good people stay silent. And silence, too, has consequences.